morning, Azeroth. Broadcasting live from the trade district of Stormwind.
Hey, who rerouted arcane relay through the coffee pot again?
Coffee's done.
Hang on. I think we got it.
This is Azeroth Morning Radio. Warcraft for the rest of us.
All right, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome. This is Azeroth Morning Radio.
What you want?
We are your hosts. My name is Jibs, and I'm joined by Cash.
What you want, what I want is a good show. That's right.
Reminds me of that song. What I want.
Of course, it reminds you of an old song from the 80s.
Yeah.
You are the oldest soul that I know.
Not older than the gray hair you both got.
Oh, it's so true. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I'm super pumped for the show. Not gonna lie, did not want to log out of Warcraft to do the show.
Ooh, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a prelude to what we're going to talk about.
It is a prelude. Yeah. The folks, this week on the show, we are doing a lot. We are giving you our first impressions on Midnight. We're going to detail why am I reading this? Why age isn't a factor in World of Warcraft.
Because it's in the notes.
It is in the notes. And reveal the moment the Titans discover Azeroth. And a lore lesson for you folks. But before we kick everything off, how's your week in Warcraft been?
My week in work, I'm going to give you generalities because I know we're going to get into it and I don't want to derail and get right into the meat of the message. But it's been a phenomenal week.
Good.
In Warcraft for me. Very excited. I'm very excited. It's nice. You know what that reminds me of?
Oh, yeah.
We never said anything about it. And we totally
didn't.
have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I did a Borat impression.
Yep.
Somebody's finally entered the playing field with downloading our show. And I'm very excited to tell you it's a Kazakhstan.
Yeah, we got to download a Kazakhstan. I'm about to say Kazakhstan, but yeah.
We got one download from Kazakhstan, my friends. And what did I tell you? That is my litmus test for whether or not this show is gonna make it.
I wonder if someone set up a VPN and had it come out of Kazakhstan, and then we got the download. But
Hey, you're welcome. I'll take my bonus and extra PTO time.
Totally counts. I don't care. It totally counts. And Kazakhstan, if you're listening, thank you. You made my week.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, it's been a good week in Warcraft. I'm not gonna lie, there's so many things I want to talk about, and I know we're gonna do that in our first impressions. Gosh, man, what a week! What a week, launch week, and man, I can't say what I did in gaming this week without talking about my first impressions. So I'm definitely gonna hold on that, but I can say this: I did some updates to some add-ons, got that done, got item lock fixed. It's now just supporting retail bags only. I was doing Baginator, and it just kept giving me more and more errors. I'm like, you know what? I use retail bags only myself. This is just going to be for retail bags. So is this a selfish move? Yup, sure is. But I'm doing it, and it works. And then let's see. I think I did an update for Your Pet Is Dead as well. Yeah, outside of that, man, it's been a whole lot of Midnight and a whole lot of things I can't wait to talk about. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yep, I'm pumped, and I have loads of my own notes, and even as I was playing the game today, I was like minimizing, going back to my notes, and like, okay, I got to put this in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I just experienced this. I got to put this in. So, yeah, I have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Well, folks, welcome in, everybody. Again, this show is Warcraft for the rest of us, so the 9-to-5er, the weekend warrior, those of you working, parents, whatever it is, casuals, welcome home. This show is 100% for you. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Shifty here. Welcome to the notice board, the show segment where we yada yada yada. Look, here's the skinny. The two dipshits asked me to preview the items available in the trading post this month, and I thought, How in the hell am I supposed to preview visual items on an audio show where you mooks can't see a damn thing? Brilliant, gentlemen. Just brilliant. So guess what? You're getting my opinion on these fine imported goods of questionable origin. Whether you spend your precious tender on any of it, that's on you. Buy at your own risk, consumers. All right, let's get into it. First up, new duds. We've got the ornate Luna Festival attire. Red, gold. Looks like you just got promoted to assistant incense coordinator at a monastery. They don't let me near those places anymore. Hard pass. Then there's South God's golden raiment. Purple, gold, wolf head, shoulder looking thing. Terrified. Looks like it howls at night. Pass. Ooh, cute pink arrow quiver. Public service announcement. Bows are dumb. Acquire a boomstick. Louder, faster, much more honest. Hard pass. Then there's the Tranquillian Archer's quiver. Wow, white. Nobody wears white after Labor Day. Pass. The rosy sweatsuit. Another sweatsuit. In a different color. Why you'd wear fleece in hot, humid Azeroth is beyond me. Enjoy your heat stroke, weirdos. Pass. Oh, look. War wraps are back. In a different color. Blizzard just loves these things. If you want to look like you skinned both of your knees and a day one medic wrapped you up with leftover gauze, this one's for you. For me? Pass. Here's Prowler's rosy headgear. Purple hood looking thing. Wake up to that hovering over your bed and you'd think the love fairy was there to extract your soul and then kiss you. Pass. Oh, here we go. The Crimson Pack of Lunar Explosives. Don't care about the Luna pot. You had me at explosives. Weapons time. Here's the Anubiseth Golden Great Blade. Cool, but it's taller than my Uncle Stretch.
What's up?
And he's 3'10". I'm not hauling that thing. Pass. Here's a longbow. We already covered that. Pass-a-roo. Now what in the name of marginal safety regulations is this? The Crimson Luna Firewhacker. It's a dragon head mace with fireworks. The name alone gets a ding. Also, explosives. Double ding. There's a whole list of swingy swords and magic sticks. You can look them up. I'm not narrating the catalog. Some old stuff's back too. Most of it's poop, but you do you, boo. Wait, what's this? The golden mobile timepiece. Now that looks suspiciously like a watch I acquired last week. And they mocked it up 300%. Mad respect. There's a squirt gun, some furry pets, a witch costume, and a couple of mounts. Hold the phone. The Plunder Lord's Golden Crocolis. Now that's cool. I could swagger through the Galagio lobby on that thing and the bouncers would soil their trousers.
Me gonna bring you to boss.
This mount, legit. Sold. So yeah, the trading post has got your personal yups and nopes. I trust my definitive, unbiased, and extremely professional guidance has clarified your purchasing decisions. If you buy something and it doesn't work right, that's between you and customer service. Happy shopping, consumers. Spend responsibly. Or don't. I don't care. I'm not your accountant.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here. And you know what time it is? It's Heroes Call time.
Heroes Call.
Friends, on the Heroes Call, as you know, we like to detail some pretty amazing things out there that the community is doing surrounding the World of Warcraft. And a few weeks back, we talked about Etsy and how I'm a grown-ass man and I'm addicted to Etsy. I mentioned something about among a lot of the Etsy creators that I really loved. And I mentioned that I couldn't talk about one because it was en route to you.
Oh.
But you've since picked it up.
I do have
Or
it right
it's since arrived. And I wanted to talk about it tonight. So yeah, for the people who are live in chat, you can actually show it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
So this is by an Etsy creator called Craft IRL. And what they make is a World of Warcraft nameplate. It's 3D printed, and it's a nameplate in the same font as the World of Warcraft UI with your character name and your guild, exactly as it's displayed in the game. So awesome. So Jib's got one that says Jib's Azeroth Morning Radio as the guild, and I got one that says Cash and Azeroth Morning Radio as the guild. And it's just a really well done item. And I think it's like 32 inches or something like that. It really depends on how long your name is and stuff. So it's not like massive, but it's big enough to be like placed on your desk, or like mine's up on my mantle over here. And I love it. It's like one of my favorite pieces of World of Warcraft art now. And again, it's from Etsy. They have so much stuff.
Yeah, there's amazing stuff on Etsy. There's I remember I got you the Christmas gift. It was a World of Warcraft map of the state of California, but it was done in the style of Warcraft's maps. And I'm like, I want to get that same thing for Indiana as well, you know. And there's so many cool things that they do on there. So many cool things. I shop there. I window shop all the time on Etsy. No shame in that game. Awesome stuff.
No.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep. Really good stuff. So I jest about being a guy and going to Etsy, but you gotta go. It's so dang cool if you like Warcraft stuff. There's just a bunch of things there. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that we circle back and mention that because it's an awesome piece for your gaming space. Now we cycle into something that made me laugh out loud. Legitimately laugh out loud. A lot of times, like, I'll stop playing the game, go sit down on the couch, and I'll hang out for like half hour or so before the wife gets home, just to, you know, kind of chill, get my mind off the screen, but I have another screen in front of me. And I start looking at Facebook, and I look at, usually my Facebook feed is like, it could be all kinds of things, but I like blot out a lot of all the stuff that's going on in the world because I just want happy stuff. I want like Warcraft stuff and Etsy stuff and art.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I'm looking at World of Warcraft reels and such yesterday, and I happened upon a post in the World of Warcraft guild recruitment page, and I was dying laughing. The first thing that brought me to this was the graphic for this guild that was recruiting called the Gallivantan Geezers. So I started reading into it a little bit, and their motto is wrinkled but relentless. And keep in mind, this is a guild recruitment post. So I start reading into this, and I look back at the logo again. It's got like a bunch of World of Warcraft characters, and they're all gray haired. Some of them are wearing readers, and there's an owl with a cane, and there's a little furry critter with a walker. I was dying, and I'm like, oh, this is right up my alley. So I start reading into the content of the post. And basically, it's an alliance guild recruiting players that enjoy high quality banter and low stress, but it's catering to, it's recruiting older players in Warcraft. And it literally, quote, says, "Do you prefer a leisurely stroll through a dungeon over a frantic sprint? These are our senior services. Tactical porch sitting, high tier social chatting, and back in my day stories. Gentle gallivanting, casual questing, dungeons, and sightseeing at a sensible pace. Early to bed. We play for fun, but we're casually tucked in by 10 p.m. This is right up your alley, Jibs.
Dude,
right up your alley.
My people.
That's exactly what I messaged the guy today. I was like, you are my people.
Dude, this is so me.
Dude, this one was hilarious. Senior tech support will help you find your quest log again.
Oh man, this is good.
Oh my God. So it's advertised as multi-generational, single speed. Family members and mature youth are welcome to join the porch sitting. We just ask that they bring a vintage soul, meaning they're here for the chill vibes, the PG-13 rated chat, and don't mind a 10 p.m. lights out.
I love that.
Dude.
I bet you I would be able to do raid times or whatever kind of top tier content before I go to bed. That'd be awesome.
Before you go to bed. I know, because normally, typically raids are after people get back from work And I would assume there'd be a lot of people who are retired in the Gallivant and Geezers who can have some earlier playtimes, which is great.
Dude. Yeah. I'm interested.
It goes on further to talk about just some of they have some very basic rules, like keep it clean, no politics. That is a gem right there, because you've got to keep politics out of your gaming communities. And purely social. They cover housing, world questing, farming, professions, achievements, transmogs, dungeons, and low-end Mythic Plus, although some might go higher. They don't currently have any raid groups, but they are open to what the guild might create. So the whole thing ends with, we might have high ping and low reflexes, but our dad jokes are legendary. It really got my goat. It was like, okay, this is a really, really cool guild, and you're 100% going to be on the show, because it reminds me, and I know you know, but it reminds me of one of the very first guilds that I was ever a part of way back in the day for Star Wars Galaxies, called the Old Republic Dads.
Can we start at AMR Guild and call it Old Azeroth Dads? Just out of...
Oh my gosh, dude.
Just out of... Because yes, Old Republic Dads. Oh my gosh. I still see it in my mind's eye running through the Republic Station in SWTOR. It was the only way I could hang out with you guys, because you guys were on the Republic side. So I made it an extra alt going over there, and I just remember seeing that frame, and just to this day, that's so nostalgic. Sorry, nerded out for a minute. Not many people are going to get that nerd out either, but that's all right.
Bro, you're on a nerd show. It's okay if you nerd out. Old Republic Dads is the reason you and I are best friends today.
It is. We should tell them that story sometime. Yeah, that's true. It is 100% started at ORR or ORD. Sorry.
Every time we tell that story, Jibs cries. We don't tell it often just because of that reason. Because he cries.
That's why? Okay. Man, I missed that one.
Anyway, I wanted to just say bravo to these folks for doing this. It turns out that the older population, the more refined and wise population in World of Warcraft, is a real thing. I mean, I look at myself, I'm a 50-year-old dad, and I am super addicted to World of Warcraft, and I'm not alone. Like, there's tons of people out there much more refined in age than me, and this is their escape. This is what they like to do for fun. And I love seeing this, because it just reiterates the fact that it is okay to be a grown adult and love video games. It is okay. There's such a stigma out there, right?
If there is, I don't see it very much anymore. And maybe that's because it's like my people are video game people. Like, I learned a lot about myself in 2025. One of those was that, for me, gaming was always a coping mechanism for me growing up, as a child. And like, I don't know a world that like gaming isn't a part of it. And like, if everyone's a closet gamer these days, either they're gaming on mobile, if like you're an executive, you have a few minutes, you're playing mobile or something, everyone's a gamer to some extent.
Yeah, agreed. And I think you're right. Like, we do hear less of it nowadays. It was kind of like tattoos back in the day, right? Like, people would look at tattoos 15, 20 years ago and they'd be like, oh, geez.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, it's such a part of society. And I think it's the same way with games and technology. It's such a part of society nowadays. And here's the other part that I truly believe is true, why you're not hearing that as much. Because as we age, our circles get smaller and smaller and smaller. As we...
Yeah.
It's not that we're not social people. We are 100% social people. And I myself am an extrovert. I will talk to anybody, anywhere. I love all people as much as I can. But my circle has gotten smaller as I've gotten older, because you just weed out the things that you don't have time for.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not trying to put it harshly, but it is very true. Like, in that, I'm definitely not alone. But as you age, your circle gets smaller, so you hear less.
Yeah.
So anyway, I digress on this thing. I just think that there's a wide swath of older players in Azeroth, and including your parents, like me, who may have been here since the beginning. And I love to see people putting communities together like this with other like-minded players to create an environment that suits their needs. So if you're interested in this guild, which again made me lol. You can join the Gallivanting Geezers by, actually it says, if you're looking for a digital retirement home where the tea is hot and the vibes are chill. They're in the in-game finder. Again, they're Alliance, or just you can look for the Facebook post that is in the World of Warcraft guild recruitment group and just search the Gallivanting Geezers and this should pop up for you. And I hope you get as much of a chuckle out of this as I did. I thought it was so well done and I really love to see it. These are the things we look for the Hero's Call, because it's 100% heroic to just throw it out there, own it. Let's do it. We should start a guild for bald dudes.
What do we call it? The Bald Eagles?
Or ladies.
Or ladies. Yeah, all the above.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll call it Balderoth.
Oh, man. That is good. That is so good. You know, we may need to have a conversation about a guild for us here soon. This is definitely spurring that discussion. Cassius, and I want to use your real name and will not for the sake of protection.
Yeah, Cassius. I haven't heard that one in a minute.
You know why I've been calling you Brother Cash lately?
Why? Because you want me to play a pally?
Oh, well, if you ever pull that trigger, I will be there so fast.
I almost did today, buddy.
Oh, man, we got a lot to talk about on that note. Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Folks, this is awesome. Yeah. And you know what? Community, we always say gaming is better with friends. And find your peeps, find the guild that you really, you can just get close to and, have a good time with. And, but you know what? I think it's time for first impressions. What do you think?
I think it is, man. I think we're bypassing a lot of other things we can talk about, including news. Fire up S.N.A.R.K, dude.
S.N.A.R.K Online.
Rest of this episode, guess what, folks? First impressions. And it's a round table here with S.N.A.R.K. And I'm just going to bring us right into it. We started playing this week. The expansion was brought to the table. And before we go any further, I should preface this. Before we go any further, we want to mention this. There may be minor spoilers. Minor, because if you know us, we hate spoilers, and we certainly don't want to spoil anything for you. But there may be some things that we have to discuss to kind of establish our opinions on our midnight experience so far. And full transparency, I haven't made it out of Eversong Woods. Cash is just now stepping in Harondar?
Harondar. Yeah, I think we did it right. Harondar.
All right, good. So, and again, very, very limited, all right? So we're going to tiptoe, but we got to tiptoe so we can talk. So that said, Cash, the expansion came out with early access, and then it released full on this past week. Oh, buddy. Opening quest line, my man. That was a banger.
Yes. The opening quest line, I felt, I have so many things I want to talk about.
I know.
The opening quest line, I was very happy about. I thought it was a very strong start. And I hope you can hear the excitement in our voices, folks. If you haven't gotten into Midnight yet, you are in for a treat. The cinematic, I thought, the intercession cinematic with Xalatath and the paladins and the reaching for hope. You know the one I'm talking about if you've seen it. I hope you've seen it. If you haven't, please pause the show. Watch the cinematic, because man, does it just, we've talked about it before, it really does pull at heartstrings, and it sets you up perfectly to lead into the intro story. You are thrust right into it, and you can feel how dark it's going to be. Granted, you're in Quel'Thalas, which is more of a brighter place, but they somehow were able to make the tone of the story and what needs to be done dark. They did real good there. Sound like you're holding a fart, dude.
Oh, they did so good. They did so good. And never in my life have I been questioning myself as much as I have now of, oh, did I pick the right class for this expansion? Because Paladin resonates with me on a very deep and very personal level. And standing in the gap, right? Like the last defense. And I'm just like, the light has summoned me. And all these people are around. And I'm just like, I feel like a kid that's at Disney for the first time. And they walk and they see Mickey Mouse and their eyes are just glittering and their mouth is wide open.
Just lose their mind.
Yeah. That was me at this opening quest line. Without a doubt. That's all I have to say. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. The other part was I thought like as soon as you start to hear the stories and read the quest text and get involved, it ties very well into blood ties. And I know we've talked about blood ties a bunch.
Yeah.
Because there are parts of blood ties that are very good segues into the story. And then there's other parts that just leave you on a cliff, completely high and dry as to what's going to happen. So I got my own speculations later as I think what's going to happen, and I will say without spoiling anything, Blood Ties is a really good story revolving around Ilaria, Turalyon, and Eretor, and their reunion with Eretor, their son. And they had, we talked about it last week. They've been gone for 1,000 years. I think elven years, but they've been gone for a long time. And their son is a grown man by the time they get back to him. So there's a lot of family dynamic there trying to get them reacquainted, really. And that continues here. And I think it's very good. It is a part of the main story, but it's kind of a side story. Obviously, the Void Invasion is the biggest thing as you're going through that starting era, the starting story, and it does a very good job. Kind of leave it there with the opening. It establishes that this is a very brutal and dark trial that they're going through in Silvermoon. So. Here's where I kind of wanted to segue it. I mean, I still want to hear a little bit about your opening thoughts, but I think the culmination for me was when you finish that very first part and then you enter the city of Silvermoon. And I'm going to let you take it from there because that was an experience in itself. Yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly. That opening quest line for me was, it really brought it to... It really brought it down to not Earth, but, down to Azeroth, I guess is the way of putting it. It just felt it felt story driven. It felt right. It felt like a dire situation. It felt, you couldn't get me out of Dornogal fast enough. The moment I saw that summons come through and the light is summoning us, you couldn't get me there quick enough, And I thought it was great. I thought it was a great start. And right off the bat, you're seeing, like you mentioned, blood ties. And honestly, so far, I would argue this is probably the one prequel novel to me that I have personally read that really is brought into the game as well. Particularly the relationship dynamics. Particularly Eretor and his dad. Like right off the bat, you're seeing it in the intro quest. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the whole book. That was, you're one of the main drivers of that book, And so, yeah, it was a crazy, seamless transition from blood ties to right into midnight. And now you're living what the book was telling you about this whole time. So yeah.
The other thing that I did notice too is that when we did our Grummy Awards for The War Within, we talked about how they did. It was very refreshing to watch them shift the focus to very strong female characters.
Mm-hmm.
Very refreshing to see that. Girl power for sure. Again, I'm a daughter daddy. Fully on board. Love that. This one seems like the perfect mix between the two.
Agree.
You have very strong male characters, very strong female characters, and it's an intermix. So very much enjoying that mix. But that walk across, and I'm bouncing all over the place, folks, and I do apologize for that, but I have a million things in my head that I want to talk about. Jibs did the same thing that I did. I got on my mount, because first of all, I was surprised that I could fly there. I got on my mount and I started flying across the bridge, and I immediately nosedived right back to the ground and got off my mount.
Yep.
I was like, nope, you only do this once.
Yep.
And I got that walk across the bridge, and I tried talking to every single NPC that I could find, looking at all the character models, taking in the sky. It was breathtaking for that. And I hope this segues into the talk of the Silvermoon remodel, because we cannot talk first impressions without talking about the remodel of Silvermoon.
You can't, there's not enough. I think honestly, we could talk an entire episode about the impact of the remodel of Silvermoon and how great it was. This showed you so many things. Number one, this showed you the power of the old zones. It's, especially when they're remodeled and they're roped into the story the way that they are. Like, this is insane. The color hues that they use and the way that they were able to make things appear like they're glowing, and even the reflection on, when I'm walking by these buildings and I'm walking like left to right, like I'm looking at a painting, when you're seeing if it's following you, like the eyes are following you, like I'm going left to right and I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes it look like it's reflecting like metal. Like they just did. This is amazing. I'm just going to say this before I say anything else. I want to see more of this, because this was beyond a home run. Beyond a home run. Bringing back these old zones and remodeling them, bringing them up to speed to 2026. Just a home run. It was a great homage to what was and bringing it now into what is 2026. Chef's kiss isn't even good enough. Like, just phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, I think that this was the first indication that Blizzard delivered the wow factor to this. And when I say the wow factor, pun intended, but the wow factor to me is something different, and it relates to life. The wow factor is going above and beyond what is expected of you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Blizzard went above and beyond what is expected of them. And I'm talking like in the realm of customer service, right? I work in a customer service industry. I work in public safety. Customer service is massive to us. This is where I learned what the wow factor is. You just go above and beyond of what's expected. This went above and beyond what was expected for me with this expansion and what a Silvermoon revamp would look like. Silvermoon Reborn is much grander than I thought it was going to be. The city is alive. The city is massive. The details are impressive. And as an example of this is a small example, but it is an example. And Jibs pointed this out to me right before I logged off one night. The kiosk in the middle of the city where the paintings are, where you can buy the paintings. He was like, dude, have you seen the paintings you can get? And I was like, no. So we were in a group. I flew over to him, and I was amazed at the detail, the simple detail in something as basic as a little wagon in the middle of the square with a bunch of easels and paintings on them. And you look at the detail in the art, not just the wagon and the easels and the paintings, but the paintings themselves. That was a wow moment for me. I just went, whoa, like this is absolutely beautiful. The details in the paintings and such. So I had no problem. I think that was the moment that I kind of decided that I already knew I was going to go slow. But that was the moment that I decided it's probably going to take me a minute to get out of this city, because I want to explore it. I want to talk to NPCs. I want to see what vendors are there. I want to see the architecture. And I did nothing for the first 2 days but spend time running around Silvermoon, doing quests, and getting acquainted with the city. And I was okay with that because there was so much to look at and so much to see. And my main point of this whole thing, as I wrap it up, is that the revamping of parts of World of Warcraft that we are witnessing right now is working. The expansion feels insanely familiar, but at the same time, it feels like Blizzard has elevated it to a new standard. And it has made me so happy to see all this. So if this is the World of Warcraft 2 that everybody is talking about as they revamp these new zones and tell more stories and bring us in, I'm in 100%.
Yeah, I can't agree anymore. Like I would love to see Ironforge redone in like long, just tall pillars, like you would see something out of like The Hobbit or something, you know, and just long, just this really like embracing height, and even the Horde, you know, with Orgrimmar, really just seeing that revamped. And what would that look like? What would it so much? Yes, like I really feel like they gave Silvermoon the Borealis treatment. Like they just went all out with that remodel, and I can't help but want it. And selfishly, as a gamer, I can't help but want this in the rest of the game. Like, it's such a win. I would so much rather be in Azeroth as we know it, Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, those being the focus of the next few expansions. Maybe something trickled in here and there, like someplace new, but my goodness, we've been someplace new so much. Like, if this doesn't resonate, you know, like, I don't know what will. Like, this was a win. This was such a win, and I agree wholeheartedly. WoW 2.0? Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, and it's I would say it's probably a good segue to talk about the visuals outside of Silvermoon, because we gushed over Silvermoon a ton already.
Yeah.
But as you start moving out, you start hitting all the little villages that are outside of Silvermoon and the other zones. And even me, myself, I've just made it to Harndar. Mm-hmm. Just today, I made it there. And that, you know, I think that's going to be a whole other thing that we can talk about, because that blew my freaking mind. But the visuals overall, I'm going out on a limb here, but I will say that this is probably the most visually polished expansion that Blizzard has ever produced.
Oh,
ever.
Wow. That's a big one. That's a big statement. I tell you what, though, it's got me. Wow. I have to think about that. Like, if I could say the same thing, but I tell you this, I know I don't want to leave Eversong Forest, Eversong Wood. Like, I don't ever want to leave. It's so beautiful. Everything is so beautifully done. I haven't gotten to where you're at. I'm not even that far yet. Like, I just finished Erator's questline today, or last night.
You're close.
About rolled 7 different paladins. I haven't even made it down to where you're at yet. Everything's just gosh darn gorgeous.
And that's interesting too, because Erator's questline, again, I will be very careful with spoilers here. Erator's questline takes you to some of the old zones.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. When I was heading to some of those old zones, I was like secretly hoping that it was a surprise that they redid them too. And you're only there for a short time, and they didn't. It's the old visuals and everything, which is fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to get flipped off by Blizzard here going, really, dude? Because they're doing great.
Oh, that's amazing.
But there's a stark difference when you make the transition from the newer area that they've revamped to the older stuff. But I believe you're very close. And like I was saying, like, I just got to Harndar, so if you choose that after you're done with Erator's storyline, then you'll end up right where I'm at. Do I want to get into how amazing it is down there?
I mean, it'd be one side. I can't follow up on you, but go ahead if you want to.
I will just say this. I texted you to tell you that it was insane. I didn't spoil anything, but I think the words I used was, it is magical.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And everything from the visuals to where it actually is, which is a surprise. Will not spoil that for anybody. But the music down there is incredible.
Oh, okay. You're tickling the ivories. All right.
Yes. And there was a particular song down there, and I thought I had it in my notes, but I might not. I swear to God, listening to this music, it is so peaceful, and it's got like it's got modern tones, peaceful, very it puts you in nature. 100% puts you in nature. This is probably going to sound really crazy, but it reminded me of being an 18-year-old boy listening to Enya making out with my girlfriend. Like, it just reminded me of that. That's why I think of, that's so terrible.
Enya was your
But
thing.
I think of Enya when I hear this music. And okay, I found it. It's the name of the song. And by the way, the Midnight soundtrack is out. It is out today. If you're on Spotify, you can find it there. If you're on YouTube, you can find it there. The song in particular I'm talking about is called Alnhara by Adam Burgess, or Burgess. Not sure how to say his last name. It is insane. Okay. So good. Puts you there. So I'm going to leave that whole experience to that because I can't get into the story or anything without ruining things for people, but I'm very excited for you to get there and experience it.
Oh, well, shoot. Now I'm definitely chomping the bit to check it out. I'm very intrigued because I'm at the point where I'm picking up a quest to go to Argentina, and I haven't even been there yet. So like, you know, I'm right there. And, yeah, I got to tell you, I can't agree more with everything you're saying, like as far as the visuals are concerned and everything. And I can't wait to see, I can't wait to see all of it. Really, Zalaman. I almost picked that one. I'm probably going to follow up with what you chose and go through that as well.
Yeah. So did you want to talk about professions a little bit? I think that's
we can mention them. We can mention them. Like I can take the lead there if you want. So like, well, you went leatherworking again, right? Or not again, but on this hunt.
Yeah, skinning. No, it is again, because that's all I ever do on a hunter is skinning leatherworking.
Oh, okay.
Just matches.
Yeah. And I went mining and engineering. I will ask you this, and maybe like, because it's like, you know, like how deep in the weeds do you really want to get on professions? But I'll say this, like, let me ask you this question. How different does leatherworking feel and skinning feel now versus, let's say, an expansion like, well, we could do the War Within, or even before that, Dragonflight.
It doesn't feel different at all.
Really? Same mechanics, everything with skinning and everything is the same?
Yeah, for the most part, I think everything is pretty much the same. I mean, it's very comfortably familiar. What might feel different for me, because I've never taken advantage of this before, is that it's very lucrative right now if you are selling stuff right at the beginning. And I've never really done that, but now I'm doing it and I'm making some serious coin by selling stuff. But I don't think that that's different. Mm-hmm. I think that's the same. There are some minor changes to the crafting system, but I don't think it's anything that is, you know, there wasn't like a full revamp of the system. It doesn't feel like forced or reinvented or anything. Yeah. So it feels refined. Yeah. But I don't think any more than that. Unless, do you feel different?
Well, it does feel different for me, but like I didn't have a super in-depth experience with engineering in the War Within. So like with Midnight, basically you have recycling, which is how I apparently am going to be learning like 80% of all my recipes, which is like a crapshoot of, from my understanding of like when you're unlocking these things. And so like that to me is definitely a change, and definitely something that's just like, I realized in the War Within when I started really late, like 2 weeks before Midnight launched, I realized that, oh, I needed to be an engineer way earlier in the expansion so I could have leveled stuff up because I needed to be out in the world to collect this scrap. Well, I'm not going to be out in the world now because I'm wrapping things up here, you know, in Dornegal and all that stuff. So I realized, like, okay, I need to dedicate myself early if I'm going to do this thing. And I'm glad I did, because this is definitely going to be a long haul, a long grind. That's for sure. That's for sure. I will say I do like I know this is like more of an aesthetic, but I've never been one to typically enjoy mining. It just isn't typically my go-to. It just isn't. Typically it's herbalism, to be honest with you. And, but mining has been really fun. Like the visuals on the nodes are so, again, we're kind of going back to visuals, but I mean, it's beautiful, man. Like every node looks so cool. It's like, ooh, I want to go mine that thing. Ooh, I want to interact with this. You know, it's just, I'd say, I guess that's it for me. You know, like just some new things and little things.
The one thing that I have heard is that the resources are much more scarce in this one.
Yeah.
I find myself getting lumber way more than the other resources, unless like I'm particularly farming an area for skins. But even skinning is typically one of the more easy gathering professions to max very quickly. So I maxed it probably on day 2 and I really wasn't even trying. Like it was just bam, it was done.
Yeah.
But to cycle back to the recycling thing with engineering, that I think that's been in there. Maybe recycling's a newer thing.
It's new.
But that concept is not, because in the War Within with my alchemist, you had to do experimentation to learn new recipes where you're basically breaking potions and things that you have crafted down or things that you buy. You're breaking them down to be able to get a chance at learning new recipes.
Right.
So I think that concept has been there, and I'm not an engineer, so I didn't know that the recycling thing is new. But yeah, I don't see a whole lot new with professions. I thought they were rock solid before, and they're still rock solid.
Well, let me talk to you about something that I know that you're really into. Delves.
Oh boy.
Man, oh man. I'm going to take us there, because I tell you what, that first one and the way they brought it in, chef's kiss, dude.
Yeah, I waited a couple of days. I wanted to get in there immediately and find the delves and start going through them, but I knew that I probably had to get a little bit of gear first. So I just waited. I was like, okay, this is naturally going to occur at some point. I'm going to be driven toward the delve. Now, I had already met Valera in my very nosy walking into every store, like open storefront in Silvermoon. And I walked in and there she was in all her glory. And I was like, oh boy, this is where she lives. And then I'm looking around in there and I see Bran. Bran's now an archaeology trainer over in the corner. But the fact that he was there made me happy. You know, this is a place for delves. So it's a place of knowledge. This is a learned house of doctors. so they're all the things are there. And she will show up, Valera will show up a couple of times, and then she showed up on this cliffside. And I was like, ooh, let me open my map. And I opened my map and there was a delve right there, and I went, this is the intro quest to your delve. So you're right. Completely seamless, the way that the story drives you into that first delve. Very well done. It felt like that particular delve had some narrative weight to it, and I was very, very excited about it. Valera is there to add some narrative tension. I haven't quite figured her out yet, but I'm hearing tell that people are like, well, she only has a few things that she says and she can be annoying, and like, I haven't experienced any of that. I really haven't. I think the tone has changed with her in the delve. It went from being funny and comical and whimsical with Bran. I mean, he's a dwarf. They are just all of those things.
Yeah.
And now there's like a darker sense of intrigue to it. I think I've done 3 different delves so far, and you can only, until you're till you get through the campaign and you're 90, you can't get past level 3, tier 3. Because I was like, I'm going to do this as much as I possibly can. So I was doing them over and over and over and over again. And I only was able to get to 3, but you're still getting some decent gear out of there. Loving them so far.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say enough good things. I know I've only done the one. I'm just kind of like I'm just allowing myself to just get to these things naturally. I know you and I were going to run one, the Magisters, I believe it was, or it's the one.
Yeah, it's the Academy one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one we were going to run together, and we just couldn't get our schedules lined up for that one. But like, I've only done that one that's part of the quest line, and I got to tell you, speaking specifically for that one, when I apologize, I don't remember the name off the top of my head. But, you know, like the Twilight, you know, the cult is there, like you talked about. It is a perfect duration for the first delve you do. I took my sweet time making sure I get everything. It took me 20 minutes. And it felt like it made it feel as though it was so easy for somebody who's never done a delve to just start doing those things. It made it to where it allowed you to just kind of sink your teeth into it easily. Like we talked about with Blood Ties, I said it was an easy read, easy book to read, to really get into. Same thing with this delve. I thought it was perfectly paced, and I got to say, I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the layout of it. You know, you talk about Valera, her personality is definitely different, definitely more of a serious tone, but overall, I really liked it.
Yeah, and my hope is that all of them aren't that short. And you said 20 minutes. 20 minutes is not too short, but it felt like the objectives went very quickly. And then before I knew it, I was looking up and it said, you know, defeat the boss. I was like, oh man, that is really quick. So if some of them are shorter, especially when these start turning into bountiful delves, as you know, that bountiful delve rotation, if some of them are shorter and some of them are a little bit longer, I would like to have that option to be able to do some of the longer ones.
Well, I'll tell you this, kind of, I guess, playing devil's advocate here. I'm okay with them being the length that it was, if that's what they are, because we have the delves coming that, and I forget again, I'm sorry, I know someone's going to comment. Labyrinth, thank you. Because we have labyrinths coming. So like, I'm totally cool with that, because I know if I really want that longer experience, I'll get that with labyrinths. And those look amazing. I mean, like, I just, you know, when we talked about that a few episodes ago, we were sitting here looking at the blueprint and would chat with everybody else. Like, to me, it looked amazing. You know, like, it looked huge. And so, like, I'm cool with where they're at, to be honest, just because of that.
All right, fine. I just remember some of the ones from War Within, and you would get in there, particularly like the ones in, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name of it now. It's only been 2 weeks. Some of the later ones.
Way back earlier this year.
Way back in my day, War Within. Why can't I remember the damn name of the zone? Like the last zone. No, with the biomes and...
Biomes?
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't even know.
We're terrible World of Warcraft show hosts. Anyway.
Believe it or not, we are fans.
There's a lot of names to remember.
Chat's typing right now. Maybe they can help us out here. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, some of them felt much longer. Yes. Thank you, Cthulhu, the Monoforge area.
Oh, Samsonite, way off. Yeah. All right. I got it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Tracker
Okay.
now.
So anyway, that one felt long because you have all these multiple levels and all the stuff that you have to clear.
Yeah.
So, you know, this first one was short, and then I can say without spoilery stuff that the one in Silvermoon is relatively short as well.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting mechanics, though, I will say. Some pretty cool mechanics that you could take advantage of.
Sweet.
In them. So learn them and take advantage of it and be the most powerful hero in Azeroth.
All right. So in addition to all of that with the delves and everything with, you know, we talked visuals, we talked zones, we talked, you know, even the opening quest line. Something that we haven't talked about yet that we've already been enjoying long before Midnight released. Well, with an asterisk, I say long. Is the classes, the class changes, the class updates. And now we're taking that class update, you know, and all the pruning and everything that they did now into midnight. I don't know about you, but I'm having no problem with my class in midnight.
Yeah, no problem at all. Now, gotta say that with a grain of salt because we are playing Beastmaster Hunters. And typically that's how those classes just roll. It's a class designed for beginners. We're not beginners. So it's pretty easy to, I won't say master that class, but it's pretty easy to be very effective at that class. Especially when you have, you know, a virtual zoo of large furry animals tanking for you.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty rare that something gets to me.
Yeah.
Unless my pet dies, which it takes 3 seconds to resummon your pet.
Right.
And get the aggro back off you. So, but it's a very fun class to play. I mean, I'm having a blast just railroading through mobs.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it, man. Like, it's funny because, you know, you just this to start a class, and it is. And, you know, we are, been around for over 10 years at this point, you know, 10 years of expansions for me personally, you even longer, back to 2004. And I got to tell you, like, I'm having such a good time with it because it's super chill. It's so chill. And that is just like, that's one thing I learned in 2025 with me, with War Within, is the kind of player I am. And I appreciate chill, that's for sure. But I'll be lying to you if that dirty girlfriend from the weekend, aka Paladin, isn't constantly just eyeballing me from the shadows. And those little, just give me a little wink every now and then, because dagnabbit. When you and I were doing PvP, right? We were just like queuing up for fun and just trying to get some honor and, you know, just hanging out. And we died. They're like, oh, you're dead? I'm like, yeah, I got Paladin. Because right now, everyone's playing Paladin.
Yep. I got redded.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. That's exactly it.
Well, let me throw this out there, because deep down in my soul, I know what's going to happen.
I'm refusing it.
Okay. Good luck with that. If there is ever a time for you to make a pivot, it's right now.
I know.
You could easily catch up to the story.
Yeah.
If you were to switch to your Paladin now, that way you won't be like super behind.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. Like, we're casual players, but
yeah, I totally could if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to catch up, and I'm committed in my head already because I invested. I'll tell you, everyone who's been doing a bunch of gathering, we were talking professions earlier, I totally took some of that $1,000,000 gold I made from decor cells and bought a bunch of stuff, you know, like the people were already gathering, saved me time from gathering it. And so I'm already invested into engineering. And it's odd because I will say this, once you get invested in certain things within the game with a character, it's harder to pull away from that character for me. So like one of those things is professions, you know, like when you've experienced something for the first time on a character, to me, it's hard just to start all over again, because it's like, it just doesn't feel as like this. You only get that first time once, you know? And you said it right. I think at the beginning of the episode, when you talk about running across that bridge, you know, I did the same thing just as you did. Got up in the air. Oh, I can fly. And then nosedive right back down, because you only get to run across that once. And that one time we did it was amazing. It's beautiful. And
yeah, there's so much to do out there. I find myself running a lot from place to place instead of flying, because there's so much to see and discover in between point A and point B in your quest. And just by doing that, you know, I've had the opportunity to collect a lot of the rare stuff that's out there. I ran into a rare chest that I couldn't open, and you had already been there and seen that. And without telling like the details of what it is, I thought your explanation of how you and several other players were trying to figure it out together as a group, just random people. I thought that was so neat. And again, like that is an experience that you only get once, or when you run up to one of those things later on in your experiences of the game, and there's one person sitting there like trying to figure it out, and they finally type in, /say to you, hey, how does this one work? And you can help them along. I love that kind of stuff. But this one was challenging. Like you had to find certain items out in the world in order to get this thing opened, and is pretty challenging. And I'm not going to lie, I had Gathermate on, or Handy Notes. My Handy Notes caught it and showed me the locations of where they all were. And I was like, well, I already know where they're at now. I might as well just go get them. So I did. But honestly, like if you were to do it with no add-ons,
it was a trip.
This would take a minute to do.
Yeah. It took me probably 20 to 30 minutes. And it was so organic because I just did. I'm just like, well, look, if you're in our role play, you're no stranger to /S/Y, whatever it is, So I was like, all right, /Y. Has anyone found the keys yet? And then someone replied back and /yell, no. I'm like, all right. And so then, people started messaging back and forth, and then I got invited to a group, and then we're just trying to find this stuff. And I'm like, there's no way I would have been able to find it on my own. Like it was a group effort, and it was cool, and it was all organic, and it was our community, man, and that's special. That's really cool.
I did see today, I saw somebody with the Mindseeker title today. And this paladin was in the Argentina.
Of course.
And by the way, the Argentina is popping. There's a bunch of people in there just talking. And it wasn't even role play. They were just hanging out, talking, which I thought was really cool. But I did see that title today. And on a previous show, we talked about the Mindseekers and how it's going to play a big part of this particular expansion. And I don't know where it is, but I'm looking forward to finding where they're at and getting started on that side quest line for sure.
That's so cool. Well, folks, let us know your first impressions of Midnight, or send us your questions. You totally can do that. Of course, patrons, you guys can do it, and you get first priority over here at the Patreon Discord that we have set up. But let us know how it's going for you, and any questions that you have for us. And I tell you what, this has been one heck of a release overall, and can't wait to continue, because I have a feeling we'll probably have multiple first impressions over the course of the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, probably, I imagine. But anyway, folks, we're going to go to lore lesson. We'll be right back and we'll wrap up the show.
From the broken fields where Sargeras had turned against his kin, another Titan walked alone. In the vast emptiness of the great dark beyond, Agrimar pressed on. World after world bore the scars of demonic invasion, and he answered each one. Civilizations in ruin, skies burning with fell, endless war, and he carried the burden himself. Yet his resolve never faltered. Somewhere deep within, he believed that one day Sargeras would return and see that the Pantheon had been right. And then, amid the chaos of the cosmos, he felt it. Not fire, not corruption. A dream. A vast and tranquil presence, drifting through the void like a song carried on cosmic winds. Agrimar followed. The signal led him to a world the Pantheon had never seen before. A world still unnamed. At its core, a world soul stirred, powerful and radiant, stronger than any Agrimar had ever sensed. This was Azeroth. But as he drew nearer, hope turned to dread. Void energies blanketed the surface like diseased flesh. Across the land rose the twisted citadels of the old gods. The Black Empire ruled unchecked. Miraculously, the sleeping titan within remained untouched. But Agrimar knew it would not stay that way. He returned to the Pantheon with urgent news. This was proof. The Void Lords were hunting world souls. If Azeroth fell, the consequences would be unimaginable. S.N.A.R.K was the first to speak in support. She saw not just danger, but potential. If nurtured, this world soul could surpass even Sargeras. It could become the greatest champion the Titans had ever known. More than that, it was their kin. They would not abandon family. The Pantheon stood united. They would save Azeroth. Yet they could not descend directly. Their colossal forms might shatter the very world they hoped to protect. So a different plan was forged. Under the guidance of Khaz'garath, the Titans shaped an army from Azeroth's own crust. From metal came the Aesir, masters of storm and sky. From stone came the Vanir, guardians of earth and mountain. Together, they were the Titan Forged.
We serve the Titans.
Some among them were elevated further, imbued with the Titan's own likeness and strength. These were the Keepers.
We stand united.
Aman'Thul empowered Highkeeper Ra and Odin. Khaz'garath blessed Arcadus with mastery of forging and stone. Golganeth granted Thorin and Hodir dominion over the storms and sky. S.N.A.R.K gifted Freya the stewardship of life. Norgannon shared arcane wisdom with Loken and Mimiron. And Agrimar placed his strength and courage within Tyr, who would rise as their greatest warrior.
Our cause is just.
With their army formed from the bones of the world itself, the Pantheon prepared for war. The Black Empire would fall. Azeroth would be freed. And the first great battle for the soul of the world was about to begin.
All right, everybody. Wow, what a week of Midnight, and we can't wait for more. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Azeroth Morning Radio. Folks, if you enjoyed it, let us know how we're doing. Leave a review, whatever podcast app you're using, or subscribe. I guess that's the only way you can really equivalent of leaving us a review on YouTube or whatever it is. If you subscribe on YouTube or leave a comment or a like, that definitely helps us out with the great algorithm gods. But let us know how we're doing. And also, we ask one more thing of you. If you enjoy this show, please share it with a friend or your Discord server. Something that you, place that you hang out, people that you feel like would really like this podcast. We love to make this for you, and we would love to continue to grow this hearth, and that is through word of mouth through you guys. You can always visit our website at azerothmorningradio.com. You can learn more about us, or you can get in contact with us directly over on the contact page. Cash.
It is always one of my favorite things in videos, and totally understand why people do it, but it's always like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Oh, gosh, yeah.
But it works.
It helps.
You gotta remind people.
Every little bit helps. And it sounds so cheesy, but honestly, it really does help. And it's genuinely, we're just we don't mind the help.
No, we don't mind the help. And we need the help. And we actually, I don't know, probably maybe it was 2 months ago, we had a really big boost and we were like, whoa,
yeah,
what the hell happened? Well, it's from people liking and subscribing. And funny enough, it's on YouTube where this took place. And all of a sudden our show started hitting people's algorithms and we're like, whoa, that's really cool. It really does help when people like and subscribe. So yeah. Please do it.
It really does. It really does.
It does. Friends, the show is about the community. The show is for the community. So we want to make sure that we're keeping in touch with you. You can always email us at azerothmorningradio@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/Azeroth Morning Radio. Same on YouTube, Azeroth Morning Radio. Same on Twitch, TikTok, and Patreon. If you're looking to join the network, you can do so by going to azerothmorningradio.com and finding our Patreon link there. The other thing is, we're particularly looking for feedback on our lore lessons. How are you enjoying it? Are they too short? Probably going to keep them relatively short because we don't want to flood you with too much lore, but we're excited about how we're delivering it in little spurts and how the story is progressing. And again, the culmination of several of these lore lessons are going to be available for your ears at some point, just in rapid succession, so you can enjoy them all, at least the first chapter that we're doing here. So if you're liking them, let us know if there's room for improvement. Let us know that too.
Yeah, for sure. And I was doing numbers the other day. I think I posted in our Discord, the patron Discord, that we're on track right now. We're in talks to release the first like part 1, wherever the heck we're going to call it, after I think 20. And we're on track right now to have well over an hour worth of lore just from the first 20. And I'm like, holy cow, we have a lot of lore to cover. That's going to be a lot. There's going to be some super cuts.
World of Warcraft has a lot of lore. There's like concepts, there's story concepts that are out there.
Yeah.
But you have to go through what actually happened within each of those concepts so you understand the next. Yeah. And it's helping us. This is a very selfish project because we want to learn the lore and be very good at it for when we get questions. But I think it was good for us to say that we're not like lore perfect.
For sure.
We're lore learners.
We're lore learners. Everybody have a great week in gaming. We love you so, so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you next week right here on AMR. Take care, everybody.
Be nice to Valera. She's a murderer.
Job's done.